how are the goals that you set for yourself at the beginning of the year? You know, the ones that I'm talking about. This year is going to be my year, you said. I mean, you said the same thing in 2023 as well, but only because you didn't get them done in 2022, which are the same goals you started in 2021 and 2020, but you let yourself off the hook because of a certain global boogie virus that happened. I mean, what happened, man? Listen, it's a scary feeling, right? That your life is slowly passing you by with nothing to show for it. You've got lofty ambitions, which make this even more painful for you. You wish you could just flick a button and start behaving like the person that you know deep down you can be. Well, don't worry, my dear friends. I'm about to tell you how you can guarantee that you hit your goals before this year is up, using 2 brain-dead simple tactics that even sleepy Joe Biden could use. If you're thinking about clicking off and watching some other video, then it's even more important that you watch this video until the very end. The fate of your entire life might depend on it. Okay, so the first axiom that I'm going to burn into your brain is to get you to start measuring things. No, you don't need to measure that thing. We already know that's tiny. I'm talking about the inputs that ultimately decide what output you get. Let's say your goal is to get into crazy good shape. What inputs would you need to put in to achieve this? Going to the gym and eating the right amounts of calories. If you started tracking how often you did these things, it would quickly become obvious to you if you're moving either towards or away from that goal. The problem arises when you don't take measurements. Then there's no pattern interrupt to let you know that you're not making the progress until you set up your goals for the next year. Now, here's another example. Maybe you want to finally quit your job and become an online entrepreneur. Great! That was hard to say, but fantastic. That was the best decision I ever made. How many focused, and I mean focused, hours are you putting into your business each week? If you don't measure this number, you could go weeks without making any progress before you realize it. Measuring your inputs keeps you honest about your progress towards your big goals. If you think this doesn't apply to you, it applies double. Okay, great. So now you've got a spreadsheet saved in your bookmarks where you can measure your inputs towards your goals. The next thing you're going to implement is the idea of mini goals. This is an idea that I viciously stole from The Slight Edge, which is a great book that you should definitely read. The whole premise of The Slight Edge is that it's not a one-time big surge of action that gets you close to your goals. It's deliberate small action every single day. Now, I already know how you operate. You set this giant big goal for yourself and you're filled with excitement to start executing on it. Woo! I mean, who wouldn't be? You get down to business and start putting in some serious effort to move the needle, and then you kind of run out of steam and stop. The pain of standing still is too much and you go on another crazy burst of action, only for the same thing to happen again. Knock it off. If you just split your yearly goals into 365 tiny pieces, it would be a breeze. Listen, even if you split it into 100 pieces or 50 pieces, smaller goals are just so much more easier to conceptualize and achieve. Otherwise, you're stuck staring up this giant mountain of tasks with no obvious way to make a dent, and then comes the anxiety. So split up your goals into multiple mini goals, schedule when you're going to do them, and do them. Brain dead simple, I know, listen, but it works. It's just like that saying from the Navy SEALs. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Well, there we have it. By using mini goals and measuring your execution on the key actions that you need to take to reach your goals, it all becomes so easy. And there's still plenty of time this year for you to make it happen. So here's what you're going to do right now. Yep, Daddy's gonna give you homework, okay? Step number 1, clap for me. That's right. Comment and like for the algorithm, please. It really helps me out and it helps more struggling entrepreneurs see my stuff. Step number 2, open up a spreadsheet and write down what daily actions would get you closer to your goals. Now, you're going to tick off each day that you successfully show up. And step number 3, on a piece of paper, write down the task that you want to achieve and then break down what multiple steps are needed to get there. And listen, don't worry if you don't know every step. Just make sure that you work out what the next one is. And with this clarity, you're going to crush it. Trust me. Step number 4, watch the next video on your screen right now.